Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming this morning to our Clay Club January 9th membership meeting. We got lots to cover today. Okay, first off, I'd like to establish a quorum, and we do have a quorum. And I'd like to get the minutes approved from November 14th membership meeting. Do I hear a motion to approve them as is?
We got Lori, Beth and Lori. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So the minutes will stay as written. Okay, a reminder for the officers, the incoming officers and current officers, we have a meeting today at 11:30, shortly after this meeting. So we're going to try and kind of get through this meeting as best we can. We have a lot going on today. So if you have something to talk about, please go ahead and talk about it, but let's make sure to kind of kick through. Sorry, guys, I hate to request that, but I think we can get done easy by 11 anyway. We're usually quicker than that. Okay, first off, I'd like to introduce our new second VP, Julie Klieger. Julie has stepped up into the position of second VP because our second VP is not able to come back for the remaining year, and we really appreciate you stepping up, Julie. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and the next item I want to talk about is something that I think is really important. We're going to have somebody, Karen Ashmore is going to be sponsoring a team through our club for Relay for Life. And I'll let you give you the details on it. It's a wonderful event. It's not going to be like the 24-hour event where you have to walk all night. It's much shorter. And I would just encourage anybody and everyone that can to join in. Karen?
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for your support. It's not just me doing this. It's a group of us did this last year in purple shirts over here. Linda Hall, Cindy Landon, Sue Burson, and I attended this event kind of to see what it was about, and then in hopes of bringing it to the club this year. So we're hoping for more support for the Clay Club to get involved. I'm on the Relay for Life committee for this event. It is an event on February 16th on the Sunday, Beardsley Park. There will be entertainment, there'll be a walk around the park, people buy and decorate luminaries to celebrate survivors, to remember loved ones and those fighting the disease. It is meant as a celebration. One of the main goals is to celebrate survivors. So as you can see, the purple shirts, we are survivors. Survivors get a free t-shirt, they get a free dinner with a guest at the event by Sardella's Pizza. Sorry, my voice. Participation. You can participate by signing up on the website to attend the event, to purchase a luminary. The luminary bags are $10 a piece. You can donate pottery items to raffle off at the event, and even simply donate canned foods if you wish. And the canned foods anchor the luminary bags at the site, and then it is all the canned foods are donated to the Valley Food Bank. Decorating, if you purchase luminary bags, I'll be selling them in the club throughout the next month and a half. I have reserved the DL Studio on February 11th to have a little decorating party if you so choose to attend that event, but you can decorate them by yourself. I don't know if I forgot anything. Yeah.
The actual event, what is the time, the duration, cost?
The actual event is Sunday, February 16th, 3 o'clock is the beginning. Opening ceremony start at 4. And then there's some entertainment, there's raffle baskets, walk around the park. Like someone said, it's not an all-night thing. It's just one loop around the park. Then they serve dinner for survivors and one guest. But the most beautiful part of it is after the sun sets, these bags are lit and line the whole entire pathway of the park. And it is very, very moving. So if nothing else, if you can just come and enjoy that part, if nothing else. But I encourage you to join to
And what time does it start on February 16th?
8:30 to 11:30. And that's the drop-in. We'll have a big DL studio to decorate bags, and that's just a drop-in, drop-out, have some fun.
Wait a minute.
The event is February 16th,
And what time does that start?
3 o'clock. Decorating bags is 8:30, the Tuesday prior to that, if you want to
And what date is the decorating?
11.
Decorating.
I encourage you to look on the website, register, there's information there, there's flyers as you go out the door has a website address where you can register. There's also a dance on February 2nd to raise funds, $10 a piece to get into the dance, Senior Moments. There's a flyer by the door for that as well. And I'll be around the club, and the ladies in the pink, in the purple t-shirts will be wearing our t-shirts around the club next month. So feel free to ask any questions. And call me, take me down, and I'll be happy to assist any questions.
Karen,
Thank you.
when you purchase a luminary bag, you have a form that you fill out?
We need you to come to the microphone.
When you purchase a luminary bag, there is a form to fill out that you can, they're $10 a piece, and then you can write on there who you want to honor or celebrate or remember. And we can keep track that way, and the committee can decorate a bag for you if you don't want to decorate your own, or you can decorate your own bag. Yeah, you can take the bags home after the event and use them again next year. So thank you very much.
And where do you bring the raffle pieces that you want to donate?
There's a box for raffle items back by the bulletin board by the refrigerator, and then there's a box as you come in the door. There's a box there for donations for the canned goods. Any other questions?
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen. Really appreciate you doing that, all of you. Okay, what have I got? Just wanted to make mention that our roller has been replaced. Thank you, Mike, for taking care of that. We got it for $9.99, so we didn't have to spend the extra money. Again, thank you, Mike. And you may or may not know this, but people who've had medical exemptions probably got a note. If you are medically exempt and have been a permanent medical exempt, say for you've lost your eyesight or whatever it is, something that's not going to come back tomorrow, you will be permanently exempt, and you don't have to do any work in the club. That doesn't keep you from paying the same dues. You still pay the same dues, still are required 24 visits to keep your locker. That doesn't change. If you're temporary medical, what has happened is at the end of the year, all the temporary medicals were taken off. And the reason for that was we had some that had been lingering on there for like a couple years. So we are just kind of doing some cleanup, and everybody who was on temporary medical received a letter saying, if you're still having problems, please notify us, let us know that you're still having a problem, and then we can review it and take care of it from there, okay? We will be still having temporary, but what we will do is we'll enter it in our computer as to when you think that you will be better from surgery or whatever it is you have. And if it's still longer than that, we'll review it at that time too. Okay, so along with that, I just wanted to mention distinguished members. And I had a couple of questions this year regarding what that covers. Distinguished members are not responsible to do any service hours. You're allowed to if you want to. We have a lot of distinguished members that still monitor or help out on one of our teams. but you are not required to do service hours. But you do still pay the same amount in dues, and you still, again, have to do 24 visits to maintain your locker. So I just wanted to kind of clear those up so there was no question regarding that. We are working on a new test-in procedure for people who are doing test-ins. The problem has been the test-in people have been kind of hurried through and in my mind, not gotten enough of knowledge regarding our club, regarding safety, very good use of our club, knowing where you can pound, where you can't pound, where you can do it all basically our basic rules, how you put stickers on and the whole bit. So that is being reworked, and they will have a day of orientation, and they will hear from our safety committee and from our kiln committee, from our glaze people. They will have a real good foundation before they're allowed to be passed on into the club. So Norma will cover that a little bit more when she talks about what the status is there. Members who did not meet their service hours last year. This is never a favorite thing to talk about, but it's a real thing. Generally, on the first of the year, we take care of this, and it's been prolonged because we've had a transition of second VPs, and there's been a gap. If you don't have the service hours for last year, you will be unable to work in the club. Until you make up the service hours for last year, we will, have you in the club. You can monitor, you can do cleaning, whatever it is. You need to make up whatever service hours were not done last year, and then you'll be allowed to work in the club, and then you'll need to sign up for some other hours this year. But that will probably be within the next day or so that you'll be turned off in the computer, and we will make all accommodations that we can to get you back on board, because I know some people were ill or some people were out of town longer than they thought. So hopefully we can just get that taken care of. Okay, on a better note, there are a lot of people now who are making their own shards, and that's really appreciated because we do run out of shards. I have found some kind of tucked away in areas where they shouldn't be. So I'm going to ask people, please do not store the shards in your locker or other places. They're there for everybody's use. There's 380 plus in our club, and we all need to use them. And those of you who are making your own shards, thank you very much. And we're going to make it a little easier on you because we now have kiln wash available for your shards. The kiln wash is in the little cart where we have all of our slip. It's on the bottom shelf in a little container just like the slip containers. So if you make your own shards, make sure you do a low fire so they're bisque. Once they're bisque, you can put kiln wash on them. If you need help with that, we'll get you some help. Yes.
Can you kiln wash them after they've been high fired?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I just have one comment on the shards, especially if you're using, I'll stand up. So if you're using a shard and you have glaze and it's got glaze on it, don't put it back in the drawer. Put it out, and there's a box outside to put stuff that needs cleaned off. Don't put it back in the drawer for somebody else to pick up because it might cut their finger or something. So please be aware when you pick up your shard, make sure it's clean, and if it's not, put it where it needs to be.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pam.
The box for the dirty shards is when you go out on the porch, there's a strap. You have to go behind that wall, and the box is on the floor beside the shelves. But it's a big, big box. It's nothing in it but shards. So that's where it goes.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay.
I was just gonna suggest if you make your own shards, put your name on both sides.
That's a really good suggestion. If you make your own shards, make sure you put your name on both sides. And when we're making them for the club from now on, we are going to put them on both sides of the club shards too, so that there's no mistake of where they belong. Okay, new member photos, they were done by Merle. Merle did a million things for our club in the past years. And she's kind of taken a step back to enjoy her life for a while. How selfish, I don't know. But Merle, we appreciate you. But for now, the membership team with Julie and Donna, they will be taking care of the photos. So we'll be getting those photos back into the photo book again too. Okay, so next up, let's go, Deb. What have you got for financials?
Okay, so these are the financials for the end of the year. Our checking account got pretty low, $36.41, but that's okay, we moved money around, it's all right. Our savings was $11,003.43, CD1 was $10,744.86, CD2 and CD3 have the same amount, $21,489.73. For a total of $64,764.16. As of December 31st, we had unearned interest accrued, not deposited, of $116.57 on all three CDs. The CDs had matured in December, and the best rate I could get at Chase, which gives us our checking and savings and no fees and all that stuff, was 3.5 for 3 months. I have done some investigating and got board approval yesterday to look around at some other banks who might give us a better deal, who consistently offer higher CD rates. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to try and talk to some of those banks, see what kind of deal they might be able to give us, because now that we're investing in the CDs, that's an important part of our income, that, you know, if and when we do get an expansion, we may have some considerable expenses that we'll need money for. So that's that. Let's see what else was on my thing. We've set a date when members leave the club or their family members have items they want to donate to the club. We will have a used tool sale again on February 12th in the afternoon. What do we decide, 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll be at rock bottom prices just because we want to help our members. All the proceeds from this sale help offset the cost of the Christmas party. And just so some of you know, you went to the Christmas party for free. Your guest paid $30. The actual cost per person was $47 per person. So these sales and things like that do help offset your cost for, you know, a wonderful evening. So that's that.
What was the date of the tool sale?
The date is February 12th at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
I think that's all I have.
Okay, Patty Carberry, first VP.
So my responsibility, one of my responsibilities, is sending out a report to all the committee leads, and I forgot about that. But I did it last night, and I was so surprised to see how many people responded, considering it was pretty late, like after 7, I think. So I hurried this morning and got up and printed out the responses that I did receive. And there's just a couple that I wanted to share. And one was from Betty Lehman regarding how important it is for us to complete the firing slips. You know, really take your time and fill out everything that needs to be filled out. And I'm guilty of this, we probably maybe at one time or another, is picking up fired pottery promptly. And sometimes I have my friends do it for me, because if I'm not able to get in right away, because I know that this time of year it gets pretty crowded on those shelves. So that is a request to pick it up promptly. And make sure that you are using shards when need be. Just be aware of what you're doing, which I have to work on every day. So this, I was a pretty personal message to me, actually, on all these things. And then just one more that I thought I would share from Donna Miller, saying that the mud bucket team, I don't even know what that is. Oh, those big ones? They come in every day and do that? Okay, anyway, they're looking for more members for the mud bucket team. For you, and you, and you. Oh, question?
It's only once a week, and it takes about an hour and a half. And then you're monitoring and your hours, your service hours are done for the year. And it's only once a week. And right now we have 3 members, so it's only gonna be, if we get another one, it'll be once a month. And you'll have more than you need for the hours. Repeat that. It's really not bad. It may look bad, but it's not.
Okay. All right, so if you didn't hear that, are you Donna Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Donna. You could probably help me once a week.
Once a week.
For about an hour and a half.
And I generally do it Monday morning because that's when all the slugs had a chance to settle. So it goes fast that way.
What she said. You heard her, right? Everybody heard that?
Monday morning,
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
because the sludge is all settled.
Yeah, but what time?
Probably 8 o'clock.
They do it, the mud bucket team comes in once a week, Monday morning, because it has time to settle all the sludge, it makes it easier. So, they are looking for another person, currently they have 3, they need a 4th, and then you would only be in rotation about 1 time a month.
What time?
And it's an hour and a half.
In the morning, right away. What?
First thing in the morning?
8 o'clock.
Yep, 8 o'clock in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Smells like clay.
It smells like wet clay.
Okay. Clean it underneath.
All right, any other questions? Okay, then we'll move on to Julie, our second VP.
Okay, first, is this on? First of all, I haven't attended a general meeting probably for 2 years. I am going to encourage everyone to do this because I am so, not overwhelmed, but my heart is full to see this many members here to support this group. So first, I think you all deserve a huge, great big round. My first thing is I would like to request as well volunteers for monitor training. If this is something that you feel that you would like to do during your monitor sign up, if you signed up to do your monitoring, if you would like to train, that would be awesome. I'm going to ask Jude if she would put something in our newsletter to this effect to reach those people that are not here. Number 2, and Betty Lehman, wherever you are, thank you yesterday for handing me this suggestions for cleaning the high fire rack and etc., low fire, and we will address those because this is very important. There is a small subcommittee, I think that's what we would call ourselves, that are getting together, and we have, I want to show you how well we've been working on this. This is the monitor's duties checklist, and we are working on this to make sure the first 12 items are the most important, let's say, on this list. And so we are moving those around, so to open up the sticker drawer is not gonna be number 15 on the list. It's gonna be moved up to say number 6 or 7, et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to let you all know that we are working on this, and it will look a little bit different, but we hope it'll be more concise. I have been working on the phone numbers. There's a list on the wall. It's bright yellow as it is right now. And so those numbers and et cetera will be updated. I've been working on a monitor's duties handout to the BHB. New ones. Roger, yes, we put them in their folder Monday. And so at the beginning of each one, hopefully I will hand out to the.
Noreen said she put them in the folders.
Cool.
Yeah, I just need to get a copy of them.
Oh, Noreen, it will put them in there. So there will be this, just FYI, because I know when I first started and they said, you have to do monitor training, or you have to do monitor and you have to go to a training. What does that mean? And I don't know, and then I got all frazzled about it. So this is just some notes, some hints, some tidbits, so they might feel a little bit more comfortable about knowing what they're going to be doing, et cetera. So just to let you know, this will be in there. The message it's the purple ones. It will have been updated in the next week. Actually, it has been updated a little bit, but
What is it?
if you have a message, if somebody says, oh, hey, I want to leave Patty Carberry, first vice president, something, it's up there where the folders are for each one of us, and you have a question, if you have something and you see that Mike needs to take care of in the maintenance or whatever, go ahead and make one of these out.
He has his own.
He has his own.
Okay, never mind.
You're doing so well.
I know.
You're doing so well.
It just, his name isn't on here, but it says other, so I was going to. In case you don't know where that's at, there's an other line for mine.
I have a little question on the phone numbers. I called in recently, I was in the car and I needed to call somebody and I asked for a phone number. And the monitor told me I wasn't allowed to have it. And I just wondered why that is.
A phone number of one of our board members or
A
a
member. I just
member?
needed a member phone number, I needed to call. I identified
Yeah,
myself.
she didn't talk to me, that's,
I
she just.
identified myself, and the person on the phone said, no, she's not allowed to have the phone number.
You can address that, yes, ma'am.
First off, we have a big club and we have a lot of monitors and a lot of them are new. And they don't personally know who you are. And if somebody called in and said, I'm Billy Bob and I want to have Laura's home telephone number, we will not give it to them. They need to be a member. So I'm not going to say she's in the wrong. I'm sorry it was
No, I just
inconvenient.
said, is it a rule that I can't have the phone number if I call in or not?
I would say yes. I wouldn't, if I know who you are, and I know who you are, and you tell me why you're calling this specific person, I will give it to you because you have access to it.
So it's
But
not
I'm
a
just
rule.
saying, for these people, I would say it basically is, and there is gonna be an exception to it. If you say, I have to have it, I'm gonna pick her up and I'm gonna be late and I've gotta notify her, if I know who you are, I probably will say, okay, Laura, but look, guys, we all have cell phones. And our cell phones can access our website. Our website has a directory. So you can go straight to the directory and get whoever's phone number that you want. You just go to members, go down 2 lines to member directory, and you type in just the first couple letters of somebody's name, and a list that matches that will come up. And that'll have their name and their phone number. It's just tough when you have people who don't know who you are. We kind of have to make that rule that no, we're not giving out phone numbers.
That's a good rule.
That That makes sense. Thank you.
Over the phone, yes.
I don't think I need that, but you need to know.
You have to be logged in order to get to the directory. That's the proof that you're a member here.
So I, you know, I don't get on my phone when I'm driving.
You just have to.
Okay. So, basically, that's the standing rule. It's for privacy and protection of our group. Yes?
I don't think I need that, I think I.
Yes, you do.
What I have done before when somebody calls in and I don't know that person, I ask them for their phone number and then I contact the member and tell them that this person needs to speak with them. So that member can call. And it works.
That would be absolutely fine to do it that way. Again, we're just protecting our people. Okay, Julie, do you have some more?
Not really.
Good job, thank you. Wonderful. Okay, Norma, secretary.
That's a lot in 1 week, folks.
Well, she has a lot more than I do because I just, type up all these things. Anyway, where's my notes? Okay. I just want to let you know, I don't know if Betty Cool's here or not. She's not. Okay, well, Wednesday morning fun, just for your information, has been going along well, and it will continue. We're booked out all the way through April of 25. So look and see what you want to make or whatever. Or if you have suggestions, come to me and let me know. Betty's going to be stepping in a little bit back. So just let me know if you want to learn how to do something, or if you think it might be a good class, or you saw someone making something in club, or if you want to teach it. But the newbies, take the classes. They're free on Wednesday mornings. They're free. You learn whether you want that particular item or not. You still learn basics again and again and again. Okay. All right. The next thing is that the test-in process Lynn started to hit on. We've reviewed it. We've been reviewing it. We've got it pretty well down pat, we think. We're going to have one more final meeting on the 15th of the group that's doing this, and there's about 6 of us, I think, something like that. So it's not just one person's opinion of what's going on, but we have found that so many people are testing in, and like the other day I had to teach someone again how to slip and score, because they don't slip and score, they tested in on a wheel, so there's not going to be any more wheel test-ins. There's always the exception, and we'll deal with that when the time comes. But basically, it's a hand-building test-in, okay? If you don't know the basics, you're going to have to be proficient in it doing the test-in, or else we'll send you back to beginning hand-building. Okay? Does everybody agree with that? Yay. Okay.
Thanks, Norma. Julie has one more thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. I mean, you could address it. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Okay, when we were looking at the monitor's duties list, we started with the please arrive 10 minutes early. Play club starts at 8 o'clock. Within those first, if you don't get there before 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you are not going to be ready. The monitor will not be ready to address the business of the day. So we are going to request, when you come in at 8 o'clock, it's going to take you a while to get settled, get your stuff out of a locker if you have a locker, unload your whatever, and put it on, and you just get ready for the day. That's the same with us. So we are going to ask for your patience, that we're going to have a pause 15 minutes from 8 o'clock to 8:15, which will assure the monitors that they aren't going to have to hurry, scurry, whatever to get ready to be behind that monitor's desk by 8 o'clock.
because they're gonna have, y'all know you have to unlock the front door, you have to unlock the side doors, you have to unlock the back doors, you have to do whatever. So we're gonna ask for a 15-minute pause, no purchases for the first 15 minutes more than anything.
Well, on Wednesday, well, on days that there are classes or Wednesday morning fun, and you have to be first come, first serve, or you have to get a ticket, the monitor has to hand out those tickets, and she has to be ready at 8 o'clock to hand out those tickets, not 15 minutes later.
Wednesday morning fun no longer has tickets. It's first come, first serve. It doesn't start as early. We don't have any classes that start before 8:30 anymore.
Okay, so
Because
you
it
don't have
was-
to worry about getting a ticket.
It was terribly overwhelming for the monitors.
Okay, good.
And monitors come in at 8 o'clock because they have to have someone come in with them.
Right.
So they are now allowed the 15 minutes to get your money, get your
Yeah,
things
okay.
out, unlock drawers, unlock doors, and all of that.
You don't have to miss out then.
Thank you. Sorry, Jim.
Are there any other questions concerning that? Yes, ma'am.
Can't buy anything till 8:15.
That kind of cuts sometimes our setup time. Or if you have a class that starts at 8:30, can you come through the door at 8 to set up?
Everybody can come through the door at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
The Clay Club still opens up at 8 o'clock. What we are just requesting your patience from is to give us 15 minutes of not asking for money or no sales before 8:15, basically. You can come in at 8 o'clock, roll out your clay, do whatever you want to, but we really would appreciate your patience on this.
You can check in.
Oh, absolutely. Everything's the same.
Everybody
It's-
to make sure they.
Yeah, everything's the same. We're just asking you not to come and say, I would like to buy this tool, blah, 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 blah. Or a bag of clay. Bag of clay takes a lot more time than this cutter tool. But if you just give us 15 minutes the monitors would really appreciate it.
Lynn,
Thank you, Julie. Yes.
Could you just have a sign, an open
There-
and closed sign?
yeah.
And that sits out, it's closed.
There will be a sign put up at the monitor desk. And basically, they need that 15 minutes to just kind of download, go through the list and get it done. And as she said, you can go ahead and set up, you can come in, you can do whatever you want to do, have a cup of coffee, anything, just like you do today. That doesn't change. Yes.
You don't need, I've got a loud voice. My suggestion to any instructors that start classes at 8:30, tell your students to please buy their clay the day before, or a couple days before.
Perfect.
Because that way they don't have to worry about realizing they don't have clay.
Okay, the statement was, if you have a class that starts at 8:30, recommend that your student has their clay the night before, that they purchase it the night before, so they're not rushed to buy the clay and try and roll it out. Okay, with that said, there was one other item I wanted to mention, is we do have B-Mix in now, and we have not had any limits on clay, but we are having a little lag time with B-Mix. I had somebody come in last night and requested 4 bags.
Wow.
So I asked the monitor to put me on the phone with the person, and I said, you may have 2, but starting tomorrow, I'm going to have to, until we get further notice that it's going to be freed up, which I do expect it to start coming back in. But starting today, I'm going to put a limit on B-Mix of 1 bag a week, as like we used to have. But just on B-Mix, and it should be just for a short time. I don't think this is going to be a big deal coming forward. Okay, next up, we're all excited to hear about this. We have our new candidates, and Gina is going to fill us in. Or sorry, Gina.
For some of you that know me, I'm Gianna Lovell. You see me in the club a lot, so here I am again. Anyway, it's another year and we're getting ready for elections. So the slate is open actually today until the end of the meeting, so if anybody else wants to come forward, our slate was a little lean this year. You like to have at least 2 people in each position. Nominating committee started in November. And anyway, we're here today. I will, yeah. We also want you to consider, because November will be here very soon. Time flies by much faster than it used to, it seems like. We want to be able to mentor and shadow some people with the board, so people get comfortable. You know, sometimes you just think, oh, I'm not for sure what it is, you know, what they do. So if you can kind of be a board buddy, I can facilitate that, or else any of the board members can. So, and that way maybe you'll just have a little knowledge and go, well, that's not so bad. You can also run as co-chairs. I kind of touched base on that before. But if you have, ideally, it would be a full-timer to part-timer. The thought of this new model was to get part-timer people more involved. Because a lot of times, when I first came, I think, you know, I said, well, I won't be doing that because I'm a part-timer. You know, I'm not here all year long. But no, there is an opportunity to share those positions now. So, boy, that kind of comes and goes. Yeah. So we want to thank the current board that's going out for all their time and work. The nominating committee, Betty Cool couldn't be here today, but it was Laura Leo, Gretchen Waller, Carol Bitterman, and myself. So thank you, ladies. And then let's introduce the slate. So let me get out. I have fresh off the press bios that Jude prepared today. So do you want me to start on top? We can do with President Cynthia Hurst is running for president. Not they've all submitted bios, and Jude gracefully did another bio sheet. So this will be posted in the club, and I'll give this to Lynn afterwards. So, and you can read all about her. It will be sent out via email as well. Yeah. Okay, first Vice President Patty. And Patty's already in the position. Cynthia has been shadowing and coming on board a little bit. So then we have second Vice President. Julie Clayton. It's a good group, and they're so approachable. Then we have our treasurer, Debbie Harwell, who's been doing an excellent job. Just really great. And then we have Laura Nimitz as our new secretary. Yeah. So this is the slate for it's hard to believe, the 2025 to 2026. You know, it's another year. And then in November we'll be getting the slate for 26 to 27. It's like, holy moly, those dates are going by. So if you have a nominee or you think you want to come forward, you can approach me before the end of the meeting. But this is who's running on our board this year. So I think then we'll talk to the timeline, because you might want to know we have to post the bios for 25 days in the club on the business bulletin board is what I call it. And Lynn will give the timeline as to when the votes will be going out via email. So, any questions? Okay, we're thankful for everything.
Thank you, Gianna. Okay, basically the timeline is going to be, today is the cutoff. If you have someone you want to nominate, let us know. We'll vet it through Gianna and the team. And if they qualify, we will go ahead and put them on the ballot for this year. But the timeline, it will be cut off at 4 o'clock today. So if you have somebody, please let her know right away. We will post it on the board, we'll put it on the board today, and we will hold it on there until probably Friday, or not Friday, till the 9th of February. And at that point, I will set up with the rec center to send out electronic voting so that everybody can vote electronically. And please, please, everybody, do vote. It really is important that you do. We are truly held to having at least 51% of our base has to vote to make it a real vote or to get canceled out. So appreciate you taking a few minutes to do that. Okay, with that said, membership. Donna, do you have anything to add?
I don't really have too much to add. I'm working on we still have 290 lockers. That has changed. Right now, since this morning, there was 234 members have paid out of the 386. Probably so far about 10 have agreed, but I don't know the rest. That's about it.
Thank you, Donna. Noreen, do you have something to add for beginning handling?
Just letting you all know, starting July of this year, we will start taking 6 students instead of 4 for our beginning handling, because our wait list is now, I think, over 100.
Oh my God.
And so we're gonna try and do that, so please have grace with us, because we will be rearranging the tables in the Zigley studio just for the class. We'll be putting everything back after the class. But just have grace if you happen to see it. And then the other thing is, do we have any new members that graduated in 2024 here today? Can you stand up? Y'all didn't know that.
Welcome aboard. And thank you for being here. Lori, do you have anything?
No, I just took over Glora's position in the education part. When you submit a request to have a class or anything, I'm the one that approves it, make sure that it goes through the rest of the IT team. So if you want to do a class, let me know, and I'll help you work it up on the computer and send it in. The first time. They said, don't do too much, so anyway, I'm here for you, and that's what I'm gonna do this year, so, thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for stepping into that position. Okay, Daphne, do you have anything for Raccoon?
Oh. I didn't know I was gonna say anything, but no.
I'd just like to thank all the people that have signed up. I'm excited. We've got a full crew for this month. We've got a full crew for February, and March is half full.
Nice.
So if any of you are interested, get on the list. Or if you're not really sure, look and see what's happening and see some of the pieces that are coming out. So we're excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daphne. Mike Hill. What do you got?
Sure. Well, I thought I'd give you an update on the maintenance committee. So it's a new year. I'll drag you through a bit of detail, but I'll go fast. Your maintenance committee members are Mike Deal, Pete Pissarro, Tom Light, Mike Duda. The 4 of us take care of 8 kilns, 18 wheels, 3 slab rollers, all the racks and carts. All those wheels on those racks and carts. 3 extruders, one of them's a pneumatic extruder that we just deployed. We do a yearly locker inspection, so if you see a couple of guys opening your locker doors, don't be too shook up about it, because they're just checking your hinges, and that'll be happening in a week and a half or so, maybe next week. The patio cabinets, all the hardware on the doors out there, we just replaced most of it. The high fire elements get taken care of yearly. Low fire elements on the kilns every 2 years. We take care of all the stools and chairs, wet cabinet seals. Monthly, we inspect the spray booth out on the patio. The ducting for the kilns is inspected every month. And then we also do monthly kiln inspections. We take an hour and open them up, make sure all the elements are in place and everything's in order. Also, we take care of the kiln thermocouples as needed. There is a repair request form kiosk near the monitor station right next to the circuit breaker box. Just fill out the forms, put the form back in the kiosk, and we'll take care of it right away. That's our first priority. For the maintenance committee, clay is second priority. Oh, I better not say that for you. This year, just this past year, we put in a new kiln, a new slab roller. On those slab rollers, go slow on the wheels. You'll give them a few extra months of life. We have a lot of people making clay, and these machines really get used. So we don't have to replace them as often if we're gentle. This past week, we had our first pneumatic extruder training, and we did train the trainer training, and that went real well. And so,
Who's the trainer?
that's to be disclosed, but we, I can't speak for the group. I don't know exactly out of the group who exactly wanted to be the next trainer, but check back in on that, okay? I can't, without their approval, I can't say their name. And, you know, you're gonna get me in trouble if you keep this up. And that's about it, thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it's still not open for everybody's use. We've just been doing final details, and there are a couple of people, sets of people. You have to do it in twos. You train the trainers in twos. And for right now, if you're interested in using the extruder, you can contact either Noreen Harmon, you can contact Barb Kroll, Martha Meinster, or myself, if you really want something to be used through that pneumatic extruder. Because we'll come in teams and we'll work with you. But if you want to learn how to do it and train other people, you need to have a partner and you need to know it well before you can go on and teach someone else, because there's a lot of power behind that thing. So you need to be confident about really wanting to do that. So that's a possibility. Okay, next up we have Jude, who does so much for us.
Well, I owe you all an apology. The beginning of the month, we had meltdowns for unknown reasons that have now been corrected to our knowledge. And I just want to apologize if you got duplicate emails, or you didn't get emails at all, because it was just freaking weird. But I think we now have everything set up, and it should be running smoothly. So my apologies.
No apologies needed, Jude. Thank you for all you do. And Mike, I'm sorry I didn't say this, thank you for all you and your team do. You keep this stuff going. Okay, Mark, what do you have for safety?
Just one thing. I've noticed lately that people are using ladders without asking somebody to help. You know, we'd like to have a spotter for the ladders. I see people doing other things. I wish everyone would just reread the safety instructions so that we keep our record clean. It has absolutely been no accidents for the last 2 years. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mark. Linda Canalvo, she is now the lead of social committee.
Okay. And it's Canable.
Canable.
It's okay. You wouldn't believe what I hear. Canable, cannibal, you know. Yes, I volunteered to be on the social committee, and somebody walked up to me and said, "Would you mind being the chairperson?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." Thought about it for a minute and said yes, and I think I got myself into more than I was planning, but here I am. I do have 6 other people on the committee, plus Deb Harwell, that is helping us. We've had 2 meetings, And I have two announcements for today. First of all, we're going to eliminate the monthly birthday cakes and do a bi-monthly, every other month, social get-together to honor people that have had birthdays or anniversaries or new great-grandchildren or whatever. And those will be held between 2 and 4 in the Dickley studio, and we will, instead of having cake or cookies or whatever, we'll be providing like cheese and crackers and cold cuts like a charcuterie board. And you will be able to BYOB, and we can socialize. And if weather permits and the patio's not in use, we can kind of migrate out there. So that's the first one of those will be on January 22nd. Yes, but it's in the afternoon. Yeah.
The BYOB, we do need to run by the rec center and make sure it doesn't have to be a sanctioned event.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
let me just double check on that
Okay,
one.
okay. Wasn't aware of that. And then our first social, we have 4 socials per year that are, sponsored by the club. And the first one of those is going to be on February 27th in the courtyard, weather permitting, from 4:30 till 8 p.m. or, at the latest. You don't have to stay that long. And it's going to be a potluck. The theme will be casserole extravaganza, uncovering new friendships. And the purpose is to get to know our newer members. We will be sending out emails to all the people that have joined the club in 2024 and 2023 requesting their presence, because I think that a lot of the new members tend not to attend these events because they don't know anybody. So we will be basing the social on getting to know these people. And let's see, was there anything else on that? No, I don't think so. Now, the other socials, if you want to mark your calendar, are on Thursday, April 17th for the spring event, and it's in the park. Friday, October 31st in the courtyard for our Halloween party. And Tuesday, December 2nd at Palm Ridge for the Christmas party. And details will follow on those as the time comes. And other than that, I don't think I have anything unless someone has a question. Oh, I know. The potluck, we're going to request that if you have a piece of clay that you have made, that you can bring your item in, that you use your own clay, like if I have a casserole or a salad bowl or whatever. That if you've got something, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. And when we have the sign-up sheet, we'll have places to put where you sign up for whether you're bringing a main course, an appetizer, or whatever. Questions? Yes.
What day is the potluck? Did you say
The 27th. February 27th. There you go.
Great, thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Enable.
Enable, yes.
Hey, this is a good time to step over to Janet real quick, because she wants to talk a little bit about socks. Riveting conversation.
Thank you so much, Play Club. We donated, where's my numbers? 440 pairs of socks. Wow. 107 pair of kid socks, plus 1 set of gloves. 167 women's socks, and 165 men's socks. So thank you very much. We were kind of hoping that we could do this as an annual thing for one of our charities. The church that I take them to in downtown Phoenix, First Church, something. And there was a thank you note that I kind of lost track of. I couldn't find it. It might be on the bulletin board. They're very thankful for our donations. When I took them down there after the Christmas party, it's
It's near the Phoenix Art Museum, if you know where that is. It's 2nd Street in McDowell. It's an interesting neighborhood. There's beautiful condos and apartments, but there's also a big homeless population. They're very thankful, and while I was there, it was a lunch day, and this gentleman came to the door and asked for lunch and for some socks. And so she opened one of the bags and gave him some socks while I was there. So I'd like you guys to consider doing that now every year at the Christmas party, and I have no problem taking it down there. So I'll do that.
Thank you, Janet. That's a really important event, and I'm sure that Linda can work with you and make sure that that is part of the event at the Christmas party. Thank you so much. Okay, kilns. I know Betty's here, I just saw her. Okay.
Right
Can you hear me? I represent the Kiln Committee along with Odette Johnson. Georgie is not quitting the committee, she's just stepping back, and the ball just keeps rolling. I currently think we have 26 members and prospective people on the team. So thank you everybody that steps up and comes forward. It's not rocket surgery, it's just something that's part of the process. That being said, it's been mentioned already, please fill out your firing slips completely. That's name, date, however many stickers. If you have a warning for us, maybe it's going into bisque fire and it's in 2 pieces like a tissue box or something else, that's good to know. So we don't mishandle it. There's been a lot of talk about shards and stilts and things like that. I just want to throw in one thing we like to see with shards is, if you're making a shard for a heavy piece, please don't make it a shard that's only 1/4 of an inch thick. Your shard should be appropriate for the weight, the size, the amount of glaze, etc. So it's a learning process. Don't expect to get it right the first time. Be patient. We ask you please pick up your work promptly. Things are going to escalate between now and the end of April as far as the activity in the club, which is what we all like to see, but we're sparse on room. So we fire on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, which means the first thing in our day, our kiln team members come in and unload what has come out of the kiln, and generally ready for pickup by 9 o'clock. So if we do things in a timely manner, I'm sure it'll all come together. When you're picking up your pottery, if there should be a little date stamp that's on it, in it, somewhere. Those belong in the trash, not on somebody else's piece, not on the floor. So unless your mother's coming in to work with you, just please, we appreciate that. Anything that's unclaimed goes out on the back patio after a certain period of time. If you're going to be out of town for a while, it's helpful if you don't write on your firing slip, I'll be back in 6 weeks. Try to partner with someone that you work with or whatever, so that gets moved to your locker or somewhere else. Low fire boards, sometimes, or not low fire boards, wear boards, we sometimes see on the racks for firing. That's not appropriate. We will not fire your piece. It's an indicator to us that it's still drying or somewhere. So even if it has a ticket with it, it's probably not going to get fired. And because it's a busy area, we ask for a little respect. We have stanchions and signage saying do not enter. We don't like to have to come to that point, but it has come to that point. So if we have an area blocked off, if you see kiln team members working, problem solving, please be respectful, move aside, wait a few minutes, we'll get out of the way as quickly as we can. But, and we also don't accept visitors beyond the ropes. It gets a little crowded. Yesterday, for example, the firing team called in two of us to look at a situation, and now somebody else wants to come in the room because they saw extra people. We have 4 racks of pottery in that room, 6 kilns, 2 individuals working, 2 individuals go in from the team to help problem solve, and now somebody wants to come in and talk to us. So it's a little tight in there. Odette, do you have anything to add?
About stilts?
Yeah, stilts. There's a word of caution with stilts. You might find them in the shard drawers. You might be making your own. I think we have to have a deeper dive before we all take off and start making them out of our own clay and our own wire. There are commercially made stilts that are square with round corners, maybe 4 by 4 inches, that have ceramic posts that go inside. You have to adjust them. Only certain stilts will hold up in a kiln. So if you don't do your own research, there's a chance your piece could be rejected. Ultimately, it falls on not just the kiln committee, but everybody in the club. Asset preservation. We don't accept work. Sometimes we can identify if it's extra glaze, if it's not on the right shard. We're trying to minimize the damage that's done to the kilns, the shelves. Our closest partners, outside of everybody in the membership, are Laura's shelf committee and Mike's maintenance committee. So it's a harmonious situation, but we have to be respectful of some pieces can do damage, and we don't want to see your piece fail. So that's the bottom line. Yes, Daphne?
Just about shards, if you have your piece on a shard and we take it out of the kiln and leave it on the shard, and you pick up your piece, put your shard away. A lot
Thank
of
you.
times the shards are sitting on the shelves.
Thank you. I had that on my notes, that when you're picking up your piece, right after you threw that little hunk of paper away, put the shard in the appropriate drawer. Does everyone know what a circle looks like? And a hexagon and a square. All the drawers are labeled for your convenience. Pam Lake, please.
If you're putting something on the stilts, put the stilts on a shard, because we can't pick up the stilts and, keep it.
Pam said if you're putting something on a stilt, that belongs on a shard. Piece, stilt, shard. And then you have to understand, in some configurations, or the weight of the piece, we are possibly going to handle that. Pick up the piece, pick up the stilt, pick up the shard. So we don't like to handle pieces multiple times, but sometimes that's just what happens. Did I cover that? Yeah. We thank you.
Thank you, Betty. Okay, Linda Johnson, what do you have for glaze? Nothing? Okay. You're just being shy. Okay. Let's see. We've got the buckets already. Kathleen Hamilton, are you here? No, okay. Kathleen is now the lead over the cleaning committee. Okay, and IT, Deb, do you have anything for IT at all? Nothing new?
No, nothing new that I know of. Okay? So, but if you have questions or something comes up, let me know. Or you can let Karen know. Yeah, we're pretty much first line of defense, yes. But keep in mind that when we come in, we want to work in clay too, not just do IT.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
I don't know who Karen is.
And Laura, do you have anything regarding shards or?
I would like to add somebody to our team that would like to grind shards. I need a grinder, and that means a mass, and it has to be done outside, can't be done inside, and it's only shards, not shelves. We have somebody dedicated to shelf grinding, so it's just the shards.
Okay, got that? They need somebody to help clean shards on the shelf committee, so let Laura know if you are interested. Okay, and Facebook, Linda.
I'm the administrator of the
the administrator of the Facebook Clay Club group page. So if you are on Facebook and you are not a member of our private member-only Facebook page, I'm gonna stay here 15 minutes after the meeting and come see me and I will talk to you about it. It's a fun group.
Thank you, Linda. And if you're fairly new in the club and haven't had a chance to get on the Facebook, it is really great. There's a lot to offer, a lot of sharing, a lot of pieces will be posted out there, so please talk to Linda. Okay, other than that, we've got the nominees already. And I think that pretty much winds it up. Anybody have any other questions?
I was neglected in saying this, but Lori Bunn is going to help me in the position for the next year. As it was stated earlier, they would like to encourage more part-timers. I'm only gone 4 months out of the year, and so Lori is going to be helping me, and I just wanted you all to know that how much I appreciate her saying she's willing to help me. Thank you, Lori.
Okay, do I hear a motion to accept the nominees as they were given to us today? We had a Noreen and whoever was the second, and Judy. Noreen and Judy. Okay, with that said, do I hear a motion to dismiss the meeting?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.